Everything is set up now. We are live to yes.
Mhm.
Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kirpa Tadham Bande Shri Gurum Din Taranam Paramanand Madhum Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंदा कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंद गोपा कुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः नम पंकजनाभाय नम पंकजमालिने नम पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांगरहे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 नाम संकीर्तन की जय हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय हरे कृष्णा I'm hoping that all of you can see the slide. So it's very important to know that we are following this book. Let me go closer. Yes, The Nectar of Devotion, a complete science of Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga. That's what it is. It says, and the verses that you are seeing. So basically, this is a summary of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So this is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that is compiled by Swarupa Goswami, and we are seeing the summary of that, which is translated by His Divine Prabhupada. So, a series of verses that you are seeing, basically, you are seeing what is mentioned here, what is written here in the purport. All I am doing is that citing the verses. So that is why each and every piece of information is very important, because as we are going through these verses, in reality, we are reading the purport of that chapter. So I just wanted to give you that understanding. So the chapter that we are going through, first stage of devotion. Okay. So in this chapter, we saw first how even one get chance to perform bhakti. And I don't have to repeat it. I'm sure it's clear to all of you. But please remember that. Please don't forget. Okay. Please don't forget that concept. If you know how we got the opportunity to do bhakti, then you would know that how fortunate we are. Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very fortunate. If we get the opportunity to do bhakti, we are very fortunate. And bhakti means uttam bhakti. Rupa Goswami, the definition of bhakti as he has given, samanya, I know, although the word is being used here, samanya, but definition that he gives is essential definition, uttam bhakti. So we saw that, and we have seen this slide also. Then we also talked about uttam bhakti has these three major types: sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, and prem bhakti. And sadhana bhakti are of two types: Vaidhi bhakti and raganuga bhakti. We saw this slide, which is very, very important. I would like you all to make this point very clear. If you can write in a point format, you can write down also. Sadhana bhakti has three elements. Okay. Kritish sadhya. It is it is action. Prabhupada has translated bhakti as devotional service. Okay. And Rupa Goswami has also given the definition that kriti sadhya bhavet sadhya bhava sadhana vidha nitya siddhasya bhavasya prakatyam hirdi sadhyata. So kriti sadhya bhavet sadhya. When sadhaka is employing, engaging, employment, engaging his or her senses. So engagement is there, action is important. And then sadhana avidha, action is there, number one, and bhakti action has to be there. Number two, what type of action? Not randomized action, and we'll see that later. Rupa Goswami has given 64 anga. There are 64 items of performing devotional service. So there should be action, and action should be not randomized, not something that you and I decide to do or like to do, but those action which are prescribed by Bhakti Shastra. What is bhakti and what is not bhakti? So avidya, the word that is used here, sambandha avidya pariyojana. So that avidha means bona fide process. And third thing is it is done with a goal. Nitsadhasya sadhasya bhavasya. The goal is that performer of bhakti will come to the stage of bhava bhakti. So although we are not there, sky is too high, understand, but still we are performing bhakti with that goal that will come to bhava bhakti. And if that is the goal, if we know that we are doing this with a goal, right? Remember, most of the time we say that why we are doing bhakti, we are doing for transformation, right? So transforming our consciousness wherever we are through Padhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti, the stage of Bhava. So Sadhana Bhakti has these three elements that gives the definition. There should be action, action should be prescribed action, and there should be goal. Okay, so please remember that. Now from here we'll start. Badhi, Badhi Raganuga Cheti, Sa Dvidha Sadhana Vidha. So sadhana bhakti, sadhana bhakti, dvidha, it has two part. Sadhana bhakti has two part. What is that part? Raga, Nuga,
నువ్వు
and
ఇప్పటికైతే నువ్వు ఆల్జిబ్రా
and
2 నార్మల్ తీసుకోమంటాడు.
and Badhi.
కానీ తను
Okay.
అంటున్నాడు అంటే నువ్వు మిడిల్ లో ఉన్నావు అంటున్నాడు.
So it has Badhi bhakti and it has Raganuga bhakti. So sadhana bhakti has two components. Please jot it down, please. As I'm saying these things, please keep your notebook and write it down. Badhi bhakti and Raganuga bhakti. And Badhi Bhakti, what is the definition of most of us are Badhi Bhakta. Sadhana Bhakta, under Sadhana Bhakta, we are at the Badhi stage. Our goal is to come to Raga Nuga stage and then Bhava. Ultimately, if we can, which is at least very difficult for me, come to that stage, Prema Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti. So now we are going to see the definition of Badhi Bhakti. So we saw the definition of Uttam Bhakti. We saw the definition of sadhana bhakti, and we are going to see the definition of Badhi Bhakti. Badhi Bhakti. Yatra ragana, ragana, there is no attachment. Yat ragana apnavat, natvat, praviritir upajayate. Shasnaiva, very important line. Shasnaiva shastrasya sa Badhi Bhakti ruchyate. So, Badhi Bhakti is the stage where one does not have a spontaneous attachment with the bhakti. Raga, raga, na apat, apattvat, apatvat. Ragna Apatvat. So there is no spontaneous attachment for bhakti. Okay, how many of you raise your hand? You like to do bhakti all the time. How many of you have a spontaneous attachment for bhakti? You don't want to do anything, just want to do bhakti. Please raise your hand. How many of you have a spontaneous attachment? Okay. See, so whoever has a spontaneous attachment, you all are in the higher stage than Bhadi Bhakta. Okay. But normally we don't have a spontaneous attachment. We have to force ourselves to do bhakti. Getting up in the morning is very, very difficult, but we have to force ourselves to get up in the morning. So yatra, wherever there is no spontaneous attachment, then how bhakti is being done? Sasnaiva sastrasya. Sasan means dominated. We are a follower of the instructions of Shastra. So at Bhadi Bhakti stage, we are literally forcing ourselves to follow the teaching that is given by Shastra. Prabhupada said that chant 16 round. So we are forcing ourselves to chant 16 round. We are getting up in the morning. Prabhupada said that get up in the morning and attend the Mangalarti. So we are forcing ourselves to stand up. We don't want to go to temple, but we are forcing ourselves to go to temple. We don't want to associate with devotee, but we are forcing ourselves. No, no, no. I could do thousands things. Let me associate with devotee. The desire is not to engage in bhakti all the time, but we are saying, Prabhu, give me some service. Please ask me to do something. So Shasnaiva Shastrasya. We are being dominated by Shastra. Okay, so that's so major difference between Bhadi Bhakti and Raga Bhakti is that in Bhadi Bhakti, one is doing bhakti under the guidance of Shastra. So Shastra is still dominating. But once that becomes natural, spontaneous, then it becomes Raganuga Bhakti. So if you keep on doing, keep on doing, keep on doing, keep on doing, by that practice, it becomes our nature. Now, devotee who have been 15, 20 years, doing bhakti, they would say, oh, Prabhu, if I don't see devotee, then I feel like that, I'm in a forest. Have you heard that? Or if I don't eat prasadam, I feel like that, I haven't even eaten. If I don't go to temple, I feel like that I haven't done anything. Why? Why they are saying like that? Because now it has become their nature. They are moving towards Raganuga Bhakti. And when we are completely doing bhakti as our nature, as part of our nature, then we come to the stage of Raganuga Bhakti. So Bhadi Bhakti is the bhakti which most of us are performing. We are Bhadi Sadhaka. Yes, Sadhujanand Prabhu, you wanted to ask something? I saw your hand raised.
No, no, Prabhuji. I think I'm good.
Okay, so are we good here so far? Are we good so far? Please tell yes or no somebody.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
So what are the definitions we have seen? Can somebody tell me what are the definitions, critical definitions? I mean, we have seen so many definitions so far, but what are the, definitions that I have been emphasizing that we should remember? Three definitions: Uttam Bhakti definition, Bhadi Bhakti definition, Uttam Bhakti definition, Sadhana Bhakti definition, and Bhadi Bhakti definition. So Uttam Bhakti, and then when we say Sadhana Bhakti, we are saying Sadhana Uttam Bhakti. So before bhakti, you have to add the word uttam, which is not being added, but you have to understand that as a sadhaka, what is uttam bhakti? That's the definition we are seeing. Okay. As a Bhadi Bhakti, how we do Bhadi Bhakti, which is Uttama Bhakti. So there are some verses that just I'll very quickly read through. And my plan is today to finish 2 chapters. Raga hin jana bhaje, Sastre na agya, Vaidhi bhakti bali tare, Sarve Shastra gaya. So this says that people who do not have rag, like we are, at least I should not say we, I don't know many of you how deep you are in your God consciousness, but at least I can tell myself, I do not have real raga. Okay, so what we are doing now, raga hina chana, people who do not have a spontaneous love for bhakti, they are bhaje, they are engaged in devotional service, Sastra Agya, by the order of scripture. Okay, so Vaidhi Bhakti Bali Tare Sarva Shastra Gaya. So Vaidhi Bhakti that we are doing, the Bhakti that we are doing, basically that is very much following the instruction of Shastra. See, that itself is bona fide. That itself is bona fide. Just that what we are doing, basically whatever is given to us as a service that we do, as a anga of bhakti that we perform, that itself is coming from Shastra. And this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful verse that comes in second canto, first chapter, where Sukdev Goswami is talking to Parikshit Maharaj. So Sukdev Goswami has asked in first canto that what is the duty of person as a whole? Just as such, what is the duty of the mankind? And especially, what are the duty of those person who are about to leave? Parikshit Maharaj is pointing towards himself, that what is the duty of man as a whole, as such, what human beings should do. And can you please especially tell me what should be the duty of person like me who has to leave the body in 7 days? Okay. Sukdev Goswami has answered, what should not be done first? What should not be done? And then he says that one should not be grihamedi, one should not get too much attached to sansaric, attachment. And then he says what should be done, what one should do. And in that context, this verse comes. So tasmad, therefore, bharata sarvatma, bhagwan ishwaro hari, srotavya kritavyasya, asmartavya che iksha tavyam. Che and iksha avayam. If desirous, if one is desirous. So he says that the duty of the mankind is that they should be engaged in shrutavyam or krititavyam or asmartavyam. So sranatmak bhakti, kritatmak, kritavyatmak bhakti, and asmartavyam bhakti. These 3 types of bhakti he says. Bhagavad Gita in 12th chapter, Krishna has spoken about these 3 types of bhakti. So topmost class of bhakti, he says that asmanatmika bhakti, where one is, or mananatmika bhakti, asmanatmika bhakti, right? So when one is always remembering Krishna, asmarnam, always, in remembrance of Krishna, that type of bhakti is top class bhakti. So he says one should remember Krishna, one should hear about Krishna, and kirtitavyas, and one should engage in activity which are oriented towards Krishna. So anybody who is desirous, like you are, O Parikshit Maharaj, to awaken their God consciousness, they should engage in these 3 types of action. Asmartavya, remembering, Srutavya, right now we are doing, hearing, and Kirtitavya, acting for Krishna. Why? Bhagwan Ishwaro Hari. 3 features of Supreme Personality of Godhead is mentioned here. So he is saying that a person That's the reason this verse is cited here. A person who is sadhaka, a person who is sadhana, who is performing sadhana bhakti, they are always afraid. What will happen? Can I control my mind? Can I control my senses? Can I perform the bhakti? They're always fearful. Okay. So if one has fear like that, then they should know that Bhagwan, Krishna is Bhagwan. Bhagwan is means he has all six opulences. He is controller of all the opulences. Okay. And if someone, so Bhagwan is basically, sorry, Bhagwan is being used for Raganuga Bhakta, who has a spontaneous attachment and he is fearful. I don't know if if the attachment that I have is for right reason. What happens at some point if I lose the taste in bhakti? So for them, Sukadeva Goswami said they should know that Krishna is Bhagwan. He is controller of all the opulences. So nothing to worry. And then the second one, Ishwara. Ishwara means controller, the one who controls. So sadhaka, bhakta, they are very fearful. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can perform bhakti. I cannot control senses. I cannot control mind. So Ishwara is controller. So for sadhaka, Sutta Goswami said they should know that Ishwar is controller. So he can control your mind and senses. Okay. And then the person who are jnani, who go to segregated place and they just, leave everything and they are engaging in remembrance of Krishna. If they are fearful, they should know that Bhagwan is Hari. So Hari is here referring to Paramatma feature. Okay. So that Bhagwan Sri Krishna, he is Bhagwan, he is Ishwar, he is Hari. That is why one should not even worry at all. Not worry. Even if you are worshipping Krishna as Paramatma or you are worshipping Krishna as Ishwar or Krishna as Bhagwan, don't worry. Don't worry. There is nothing to worry. Please try to remember. Please try to hear about him or please try to engage in devotional service, in devotional activity. He will take care of you. Okay. So that's what Sukadeva Goswami is saying to Parikshit Maharaj. Please don't worry. There is no need to worry. That that person, Krishna is Bhagwan, is Ishwar, he is Hari, and he will, doesn't matter wherever you are, whatever the stage of consciousness you are, as long as you are doing asmartavya, srutatavya, kirtitavya, he will take care of you. Isn't it a good verse? Isn't it good statement?
Yes, Prabhu.
A very good statement. I want a little bit rush, but I can spend a lot of time on that particular verse. Yes. So full assurance Sukadeva Goswami is going, giving. That's why sometimes, when Krishna is talking to Arjun, Krishna is direct there and he's talking to Arjun. So Arjun has to understand whatever Krishna is saying. Okay. But if there is a narrator between two person, so like the one person is talking, person A is talking to B, and C is narrating that a story, that A and B is talking like that. Okay, then digesting of the discussion, communication that happens becomes even much easier. Isn't it? I'm making sense what I'm saying? Isn't it like that? Please tell
Yes,
me.
yes, Prabhu.
Yes, it becomes much easier. If two persons are talking and their communications are being communicated, narrated by third person, then it becomes much easier. They say that, hey, this is a discussion. This is the context. This is what Krishna is going to change, right? So all of that. So Sutta Goswami is actually telling that to Parikshit Maharaj, and he's making very easy, very easy for us. He says, no need to worry. All you have to do is that Asmartavya, Srutavya, and Kirtitavya. That's what is your duty is to try, because that Krishna is Bhagwan, that Krishna is Ishwar, that Krishna is Hari, and he will take care of everything. Okay. And then what is that goal? Asmartavya satatam Vishnu, Vismartavena jat sut, sarva vidhi nisedashur, yatayor eva kinkaraha. So goal is that, what is the goal of engaging in devotional service? That we always remember Krishna and we never forget Krishna. If we remember Krishna, if we come to that stage or any action that we are doing that promotes the remembrance of Krishna, then everything else is servitude. Everything else is takes secondary priority. Okay, and action that we are engaged in, which enhances the remembrance of Krishna, that action becomes prominent action. So goal of life is this one. Okay, this is a beautiful, beautiful verse. That's the essential verse. Whatever we are doing to come to this stage. Asmartave satatam Vishnu, Vismartavena jat sut. We want to come to the stage where we always remember Lord Vishnu and we never forget him. This is very high stage, but we are trying. We have to try. Okay. Whatever you see, all activities performed in the scriptures with the Lord as the object are called Bhadi Bhakti. By this performance of Bhakti, one attains Prema Bhakti. So remember we talked that Bhadi Bhakti has one, the part of the definition is that it has a goal. Bhadi Bhakti or Sadhana Bhakti has a goal. And the goal is that we get to Bhava Bhakti or Prema Bhakti. So after talking about Bhakti, then there is discussion of Varna and Ashram. In Bhagavatam it says Dharma Swanutistha Pumsa Vishwaksena Katha Suyat Na Utpadati Atiratim Sharme Vahi Kevalam. Okay, so that verse is being signified here, justified here. What is the meaning of that discussion? That there are ritualistic activity that one can be engaged in. Okay, and there are different types of action that one can engage as Brahman, as Kshatriya, as Vaishya, or as Shudra. Okay, but the perfection of those engagement is that it should bring one to the platform of unalloyed devotion. It should bring one to the platform of pure bhakti. So Brahman should not think that now I am the best because my action is better than Kshatriya. Kshatriya should not think that I am the best because I'm the better because my action is better than Vaisya or Sudra. Vaisya should not think that I'm better than Sudra. Sudra should not think that I am better than Chandala and other personalities. Rather, goal of all of these are to come to the stage where one is performing sadhana bhakti. Okay, so now we saw the definition of sadhana bhakti, Vyadi bhakti, Raganuga bhakti, and then Prabhupada or Rupa Goswami is going down and pulling us. Saying, hey, hold on, hold on, hold on. Don't you think that if you are Brahmin, then you made it, or if you are Kshatriya, then you made it? No, 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 no. Whatever occupational duty, whatever varna and ashram you are in, the goal of that is asmartavya sthatam Vishnu, vismartavya najatsut. Come to that stage where you are trying to remember Krishna all the time and you are not trying to forget him. Okay, so these varnas that we have is not the goal. The goal is coming to the stage of bhakti. And once we are engaging in the bhakti, then what is the goal? Goal is Prema Bhakti. That's why I cited this verse to tell that once you are engaged in the Bhadi Bhakti, the definition of Bhadi and Sadhana Bhakti gives us a goal. And goal is that we should be coming to the stage of Prema Bhakti. Okay, very nicely, everything is connected. So this is seeing from the bottom. Okay, Sudra is looking at the Vaisya, Vaisya is looking at Kshatriya, Kshatriya is looking at Brahmana, but all of these Traigunya Visaya Veda, Nastargunya Bhava Arjuna. Oh Arjuna, Brahmana might be in goodness. Kshatriya and Vaisya might be in passion. Shudra might be in ignorance. But Traigunya Vishaya Veda, what they are doing? They are still dealing with the object, with the teaching that is not about bhakti, not about unalloyed devotion. Nestar Gunya Bhava Arjuna. So we say bhakti shuddha sattva. Sattva means goodness. Shuddha sattva, purely goodness. So before we come to purely goodness, we have to be in goodness. That's another very important thing that I would like to share. Okay, you cannot, unless and until you are Kripa Siddha. Again, I'm changing the topic a little bit. If you have understanding, you can catch it. Otherwise, please hear very carefully. So, if somebody is Shudra or Vaishya by nature, can they become devotee? Yes, they can. Can. Kshatriya can also become devotee, Brahmana can also be devotee. But if you really look at the person who are from Sudra platform, and if they are engaging into devotional service, it's big, big jump for them. It's big jump for them. Okay. So now that jump happens if there is mercy, mercy of Guru Shastra Sadhu, mercy of saintly person. Saintly person can, you know, give you this mercy. That's why be very, very obedient. Be very obedient, extremely obedient. Don't develop the mindset of fault finding. Don't develop the mindset of criticizing or seeing people inferior or seeing that no, 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 no. You never know. You never know how Krishna will act with whom. Krishna is acting with everybody. Okay, all living entities acting. You never know at what time. You are sleeping in the night, and suddenly you will start crying, my dear Lord. I have been wondering birth after birth. Can you kindly help me? And then something happens with you. So all of these are devotees. And with devotees, anything can happen anytime. Years doesn't matter. No, nothing matter. It's just your dedication, surrender to Supreme Lord matter. So doesn't matter what occupation. These things we have here again and again. So I'm not going to go through the definition, what Kshatriya does, what Vaisya does, what Sudra does, but I'm just going to give you the essence. The essence is that all of these varna should ultimately culminate to the stage where one is engaged in performing the pure devotional service. Okay, so that's the second chapter. Anything anybody has in second chapter before we go to the third chapter? Anything anybody would like to ask? Okay. Yes. Anything? Is clear? Okay. So the chapter number 3 is titled as eligibility of the candidate for accepting devotional service. What is the qualification for a candidate to accept devotional service? That's very important. And some of that we talked in the previous chapter also. So most of the thing that you are going to see in this chapter is more or less very familiar to you. How is bhakti received and nourished? How is bhakti received? So this is a quiz. I'm gonna rely on you. How is bhakti received? Guru Shastra Sadhu. ब्रह्मांड भरमित्य को न भाग्यवान जीव Guru Krishna प्रसाद पाए bhakti lata बीज. Okay, life after life, life after life. You saw this slide that we talked last class, that every life we accumulate some good deed, which is called Swikriti. Shu means good, Kriti means deed. Every life we accumulate some good pious credit to our account. And that pious credit keep on accumulating. And once it becomes sufficient enough that we have become a good candidate to receive somebody's good advice. My dear devotees, not everybody can receive everybody advice unless until one has that, pious credit. Then that pious credit, when it injected by devotion of a devotee, turns into faith, Shraddha. Okay, and that Shraddha has three types: Kanishta, Madhma, and Uttama. Is it a new word or non-words? Can somebody tell me? Do we
Is the
know this? No,
yeah,
no, right? Yes.
once yes.
So then that Ruchi turns into these three stages, and these three stages, in fact, encapsulates all the 9 steps of bhakti, which you will see in the next slide. If you go lower, then there are 4 types of person who accept bhakti. Manohar Prabhu, who are those 4 person? Do you know?
Manohar Prabhu is not there, Prabhu.
Oh, I
Jnani,
saw him. Okay.
No,
yeah.
no. Yeah.
Oh, oh, okay. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
चतुर्विधा भजन्ते माम जनासु
Yes.
कृतन
Yes.
अर्जुन अर्थो
Yes.
अर्थार्थी जिज्ञासु ज्ञानी च
Yes.
भरतर्षभ
Exactly.
7.4
Yeah, exactly. That's why I ask you. I know you will know. Yes. So those are these 4 people. Okay. These 4 people are Chaturvidya Bhajante Mam Buddha Bhava Samanvita. Yes, those are the 4 people. Okay. And out of those 4, Gyani is the best. Bhagavad Gita teaching. Right? There are 3 types of happiness. Who knows what are those happiness? Can anybody tell me?
I can say, Prabhu. One is the happiness derived from the materialistic,
Yes.
and second one
Yes.
is one with Supreme Brahman. That,
Yes.
and fourth one is the
The
derived
third
from.
Third one.
Third one is from the devotional service.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So Bhoganandi, Brahmanandi, and Premanandi. Yes. Good. Good. Yes. Thank you. And then pure devotee does not have any other desire. So what is that? What that's referring to?
Anya Vilashita Shunya Bhava.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. You are getting, yes. Yes. Gyan Karmadya Navritam. Right? Right? Perfect. And then
Yes.
there are a
Yes.
few references. So this is how the purport of this chapter is given by the Divangasya Prabhupada. Okay. But most of you know these things. So I'll just quickly run through the slides. If you think that you don't know and we need to spend some more time, then we'll do. Okay. So this slide all of you seen, right? You have seen it before or not? Adho Sardha Tata Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kiriya, Tato Anartha Nivriti, Syat Tato Nishta Ruchi Tatha. Have you seen it or not?
left
No.
hand left
No.
hand side we have no
The meaning we have
but
seen.
this but right side's not seen.
Good. I understand. Yes, very good. Yes. I was expecting that answer. Yes. So the 9 stages of bhakti that you are seeing here, we have seen it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nectar of instruction, we saw the very last, few last classes, right? So we talked about this 9 stages of bhakti. And this is, so I just wanted to basically tell you, and you should remember that from here now onward, you should be known of this knowledge. So Rupa Goswami gave these 9 stages of bhakti. Okay, this is the stages given by Rupa Goswami. Okay, which is Shraddha Bhakti, Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anarth Nivriti, Nishta, Ruchi, Ashakti, Bhava, and Prem.
Prem.
Okay, Shraddha is Ruchi. Okay, some faith. With some faith, we take the association of a devotee, sadhu sangha, 4 hours, 6 hours kirtan, festivals, Rath Yatra. All of that is for these 2 things, sadhu sangha and bhajan kriya. And anarth nivriti. See here, decreasing of the unwanted attachment, anartha, any unwanted. Okay. So my dear devotee, I can tell you, this shraddha, sadhu sangha, bhajan kriya, and anarth nivriti, this is the stage where most of us are.
Yeah.
Most of us are still within that stage, struggling. Okay. We have some Shraddha, some has a little bit more Shraddha, some has a little bit less Shraddha. Okay. We all are associating with devotee, sadhu sangha, right? We go, right now we are associating with sadhus. You all are sadhus. I'm taking your association. Bhajan Kriya is basically, doing this class, talking about Jena Tena Prakarena,
Hmm.
hearing Hari name. The Bhagavatam class we had this morning, this class, after that I'll have ISKCON disciple course. All of that is basically Bhajan Kriya. Just finding a means to talk about Krishna. Okay. And as we
Hmm.
are doing that, this fourth item, we have to be very, very careful. Anartha nivriti. Not too much,
Hmm.
criticizing devotee. Not too much getting into criticism of the devotee. We have service to do. Okay.
Hmm.
Sometimes, we end up chastising somebody, asking somebody, we all have some services to do, service for devotees who I'm supervising. The person who is supervising me, that person has some service to do with me. So we have to understand, that what is service related dealing, what is, personal dealing, all of that, you have to understand. But the bottom line is that, my dear devotees, as much as possible, don't be part of anartha. No anartha. Try to. And once you come out of this four stage, okay, right, coming out of this four stage, the next one is nishtha. And I personally think that everybody should come to that nishtha stage. And nishtha stage is the stage which is very similar to raganuga bhakti. Okay, at nishtha stage, my dear devotee, nishtha, ruchi, and asakti is raganuga bhakti. You make a note. I'm not writing here, but I'm giving you. Okay. So Raganuga Bhakti is Nishtha, Ruchi, and Asakti. They are the different stages of Raganuga Bhakti. But at Nishtha stage, your faith in Krishna is firm. Now, no headwind, no tailwind, nothing will deviate you. Nothing will take you away. You are, paka. Let's say that, firm. Okay. So we should at least come to the stage of Nishtha. But coming to Nistha stage means you should not have tendency for any anartha. Okay, but I can tell you that it still happens. What is anartha? Anartha, there are many types of anartha. Okay, anartha for ordinary living entity. Even then they are not the devotee, but criticizing devotee person. Oh, this person is, this person is that. This person is not a devotee. You know, Brahmभूत प्रसन्नात्मा न सोचती न कांचती सम सर्वेषु भूतेषु मद भक्ति लभते param. Coming to that Brahmbhuta stage where Krishna says, okay, Vidya Vinay Sampane, Brahmine Gavahastini, Sunichaiva Sopakicha, Pandita Samadarshina. Are you all following these verses? I'm sure you do, because we have
Hmm.
gone through that. So Vidya and Vinay, when the knowledge has matured, when you have very deep knowledge, that knowledge brings humility. So Vidya Vinay Sampane, possessor, Vidya Vinay Sampane, Brahmine Gavahastini. You know, Sunichaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. Pandita is the one who is Samadarshi. Okay, so these are the quality of Nishtha stage. So please, 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 we also try to come to very quickly at the stage of Nishtha. And then Nishtha manifests to the Ruchi, holy name, will appear like Krishna itself, and then there will be strong attachment. Only I can eat prasadam, only I can, uh, you know, go to the holy places of Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's, Amito Tomar Tomito, Amar type of attachment. My dear Lord, I am yours. Possession, it's very higher stage. And then Bhava and Prema. So Bhava is budding stage and Prema is fully matured flower. Bhakti has fully matured now. Fully matured. So Uttama Bhaktas are the Bhakta who are at the Bhava Prema Asakti stage. Okay. Madhma Bhaktas are Nishtha and Ruchi. And Kanishtas, or not exactly, Kanishta may be an Artha Nivritti stage also, but somewhere, between Shraddha to Artha Nivritti. So that's how is she. Okay. So maybe just to keep it simple, first 4 stages, Kanishta stage. Perfection of that would be Madhma. And then Nishta Ruchi at that stage, you know, up to some part of Ashakti is Madhmadikari. And then when you are in the Bhava and Prema stage, you are Uttama Bhakta, complete Bhakta, pure Bhakta. So that's how the 9 stages of Bhaktis are given by Rupa Goswami. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given 5 more stages. Okay. And then he made total 14 stages. He says, or he said, before Shraddha, in fact, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has expanded it. Okay. Without Satam Kirpa and Mahat Seva, one cannot have Shraddha. So Satam Kripa, Satam means sadhu, Kripa means mercy, and Mahat Seva means service of the devotee. Okay, so mercy of the devotee and service of the devotee, these two gives Shraddha. Okay, and once we have the Shraddha, then we take Guru Padasraya, like we all have. Many of us are initiated here, right? If we are not, then we are going to get initiated. So we take Guru Pad Asraya. Okay. So Satam Kripa Mahat Seva. Nobody should say that I have become devotee myself. No, you should not say that. Nobody can become devotee. You'll see the definition of that given by Lord himself to Uddhava in 11th canto of Bhagavatam. Somebody who has devotion has to inject the bhakti. They say that parrot basically bites with the beak the guava, and guava become very tasty. Nigamalpa tarugalitam phalam mukhadra samyutakam. Sukdev Goswami has touched this ripened mango, and this mango has become very tasty. So my dear devotees, all of us are touched by devotee, always, and even today. Without mercy of devotee, nothing will happen. So we have to be a candidate to receive the mercy. Somebody's, mercy. Okay, Prabhu, I would like you to give this. I would like to award you the blessings. It's very important, very, very important. So Satam Kripa, Mahat Seva, Shraddha, and then we take official shelter of Guru. And then under the instruction of Guru, when the Guru gives the Harinam, Diksha, then we do Bhajanya Spriya. We engage in process of Bhakti, right? So Bhajan Aspriya and Bhakti means engaging in the process of Bhakti is here Bhajan Kriya. Step number 3. And then Anartha Pagamam means Anartha Nivriti. Okay. Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Rati, Prema, and then Darshanam. Once we are in very higher stage of devotional service, then experiencing the presence of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. And then Harer Madhurya Anubhava, direct experience of the Lord's Hari sweetness. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur expanded a little bit more, and he said that bhakti starts from the mercy of the devotee. Okay. And it takes us all the way down where we direct experience the presence of Lord, sweetness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now you can see where we stand here. Okay. Is it clear? It's a very good spectrum, very powerful spectrum. This spectrum, is very powerful. Okay, this tells where we start and how we go all the way up, where we have direct experience of the sweetness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But one thing that I would humbly like to request you to meditate upon is that doesn't matter what state or stage you are in, there is presence of Krishna at every stage. So none of you should think that Krishna don't know you. Krishna doesn't know you. No, not don't think that. Please don't think that. This is my humble request. Do not think that Krishna doesn't know who is Manohar Das or who is Bina Mata or who is Bimla Radhika or who is Brinda Devidasi. You know, it's not like that. It's not like that. There is presence of Krishna. Devotees should feel presence of Krishna in their life. That's another way to say that. Up to what extent? It depends up to what extent you are surrender. How much you are surrender. What's the degree of your faith? Up to that extent, Krishna is present in your life, dear devotee. Okay, so that's how it is. Bada Bhakt, we say that somebody is very big devotee, means Krishna has bigger presence in somebody's life. Somebody is smaller, means I have little faith. My faith has not grown up. But every stage we have presence of Krishna in our life. Okay, if you are performing the bhakti, doesn't matter initiated or not initiated. Don't get confused by that. But do feel the presence of Krishna. That's one thing. So what does it mean? It means that things that's happening in your life, it's also happening because of the presence of Krishna. Okay. So bhakti means like that. Bhakti means it's not like that. Okay, I'm nobody right now. I'm just doing bhakti. I don't know Krishna. I cannot connect with Krishna. Krishna is somebody who lives in the sky somewhere, Golok Vrindavan. Right now I'm on the way. No, 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 no. It's not like that. It's not like that. It's not bhakti cannot be done like that. You saw the verse I said just few weeks back that if somebody is performing the bhakti without attachment, Sudurlava, remember? Bhakti Sudurlava. Why Sudurlava? Because if you are doing the bhakti without attachment, it's Sudura. It's very long process. But even if there is some attachment, still it's Durlava. Okay. But understand, it's Durlava. But one should feel the presence of Krishna in their personal life. All of us should. All of us, I'm sure you all have some emotions, some expression, something personal that I don't know. And you are expressing your heart, my dear Lord, even when you are nobody's around, you are in your DT room, you are saying, begging, see those things. It's all, everybody has a good, very good relationship with Bhagwan. So at each stage, there is relationship with Lord. And that relationship, when it turns into direct experience, then it becomes Hare Madhurya Anubhava. Like Pandavas, you know, Krishna was residing with them. Whatever problem they would have, Krishna will come running away and helping. Right? So that those are Mahabhagavat, we call it, but doesn't matter. At each stage, there is presence of Krishna in our life. Okay. So this is very important slide. Don't just run through it. You can take a picture of it to understand these different, stages of bhakti. And I made the point that I wanted to make through these stages. And I would like to hear if there is anything else. Prabhuji. Manmohan Prabhu.
Prabhuji, sorry, in this
Yeah.
previous slide, I'm trying to compare the two. So, point number 6 on the left hand side,
Oh, here,
sorry,
okay.
the right hand side.
Yeah.
Bhakti, does that mean bhajan kriya?
No, so bhajanesu aspriha. Okay.
Mhm.
So bhajanesu aspriha means, one has now eagerness to engage in devotional service. Okay. And
Mhm.
bhakti is basically additional step that said is one is now fully engaged in devotional service. Fully engaged. So engagement is more, not only the desire, but you are fully engaged now. You are fully performing.
So that corresponds to
Like
number
we
3 on
call
the right hand side.
so number 5 and number 6 corresponds to
Mhm.
number 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah. So the
Okay.
higher stage of bhajan kriya is bhakti here.
Mhm.
Which sometimes we know each other full-time devotee, right?
Mhm.
Fully surrender. That part.
So and number 9. So here
Number 9 is number
n-
6.
number 9 is same as ruchi.
Yeah. So stages that are added here: Satat, Satam Kirpa, Mahat Seva,
No.
Guru Padasraya,
Mhm.
Bhakti, and then these
So
two.
no, number 11, Prabhuji, is it same as bhava?
Yeah,
Number 8.
Rati is basically attachment, asakti. Same thing.
But asakti is attachment.
Right. Asakti, after asakti, there is Rati, but
Right.
asakti and Rati here is within the asakti sector, within asakti. So higher stage of asakti is Rati.
I see.
So that's why I said. So these are, broken here a little bit, splitted, but higher stage
But
is Rati.
bhava is
And then,
missing on the left hand, right hand side. Bhav is missing.
yeah, Bhava is, at the higher stage of Rati.
Okay.
So Bhava comes right before Prema, right
Mhm.
before Prema.
So can we say that Rati
Rati
on
is
the
like Bhava.
Rati is like Bhava? Okay.
Yes, you can
Devotion.
say like that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So basically, Prabhu, none of these stages are isolated stage. That's very important point to understand. Although we are
Mhm.
trying to put them in a discrete point, discrete function, discrete point, but these are non-discrete. None of these stand independently. They are not independent steps. Like for example, let's focus on something to make the point. So don't you think that this Sardha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, and Anartha Nivritti, all of these four are going at the same time? Huh?
Mhm.
Tell me yes or no.
Yes, Prabhuji, I think.
Yeah.
For that matter, maybe little bit of Nista, Ruchi also, maybe slightly there might be there, Prabhu, or can we say
No,
like that?
all of these are like that. Yes.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
So sometimes you can even feel, if you are in association of a devotee and there is chanting the name of, chanting of the holy name is going on and some pure devotee chanting, you might, feel ecstasy.
But there's
But
not
that,
permanent, but
but
very.
they're not permanent. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just go touch it and come down to where you are. Sometimes,
Mhm.
if you hear the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, tears will start coming from your eyes. The tears coming is basically, they say that sometimes Krishna gave us the sample. So in a store, you see that they have, collection of items inside the store, but in the front, they just put one or two sample, right? And then attracts people. That brings people inside their store. Have you seen that in India? They do that.
Yes. Mhm.
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
so it's like that. Krishna gives that glimpse of experience. But once you make that experience stable, then that's your stage. Okay, Prabhu. So the goal is that at least coming to this stage where our bhakti is study, which is still difficult. But while you are in Sardha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, and Arthanavati state, you might have a glimpse of Asakti or Ruchi. Okay, so Rati here, as Prabhu said, I would say Rati is similar to Bhav, but Rati is, higher stage of Asakti, which is Bhav. So you can say like that. And then Prema is Prema. So real steps that has been added here, Hare Madhurya Anubhava, Darshanam, these two, Satam Kripa and Mahat Seva, that makes it 4, and then Bhakti here, 5. Rest is just a split. That's how you have to see. This Guru Padasraya and Bhajan Aspriya is basically Bhajan Kriya.
Mhm.
You can say like that, it's just a Bhajan Kriya. So from 1 to 5, 1 to 6 here is 1 to 4. 1 to 7, in fact, 1 to 7. And Arthapasanam here. So 1 to 7 is 1 to 4. Nistha is 8 here. Nistha is number 5 here. So that's how it goes. But these are again not isolated steps. These steps are that we experience. We experience many of these.
Mhm.
And have you studied Bhagavatam, chapter 5, 4, 5, 6 of first canto?
Yes.
So in that, do you remember at some point Narad Muni is saying that I had a glimpse of Krishna's darshan?
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Huh?
Yes. Yes.
And then he
Yeah.
says that darshan was only for fraction of second.
Mhm.
And Krishna said that, no, I gave you the glimpse, but you cannot have my darshan eternally right now because you are not sufficiently purified.
Hmm.
Remember?
Right. Right.
So go and do the bhakti,
162 say.
right?
Yeah.
Once you purify, then I have just given you the glimpse that how it will feel like once you become pure devotee.
Mhm.
Remember that?
So
Yes.
the hankering goes more and more. So
Yeah, hanker for me. Yes.
hanker for me. So because I'm giving the taste little bit so that you can.
Same thing with Parikshit Maharaj. When Parikshit Maharaj was in his mother's womb, he had darshan of Krishna. And he had that experience of seeing Krishna. So when he came outside, he was looking for Krishna all the time. Parikshit, that's how the word Parikshit comes, the one who examines everything. So he would examine everything. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is that experience? Okay. So it's not like that you don't have experience of Prema Bhakti. Devotee do have some experience, but again, it's not very stable experience.
Prabhuji,
Okay. Yeah.
the fourth, yeah, in this one, I think you mentioned already. So 1 to 4 is on the left side are Vaidhi Bhakti, following the devotional service as per the rules and regulations. And Nishta Ruchi Asakti or the Raghanuga Bhakti, that is just
Raganuga
yeah,
Bhakti, right.
that is a spontaneous love for Krishna. And Bhava Bhakti is ecstasy in devotional service in ecstasy, and Prema is in pure love. So
Yeah.
that's how the four divided, right?
Right. So if you really look at basically 12, 13, 14, it's all in fact Prema Bhakti only.
Okay, after fame, Prema, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Prema Bhakti, one you become Premi, pure devotee. Then you have, Darshanam and Hare Madhurya Anubhava. All of that is basically subsequent advancement in Krishna consciousness. But basically, these are Prema stage. Very good topic. Anything else? I would like to make sure this is clear. This slide will come later also, similar slide. That's why I was not trying to spend a lot of time here. But you got it, Prabhuji, right?
Yes. Ma'am.
So these 14 steps is what also, or this 9 step, whichever one you try to navigate. This is how Narad Muni has advanced in his bhakti. So when Narad Muni is talking to Vyasdev, he tells series of verses. I think from verse number 5th chapter, verse number 23 to 29. In 6, 7 verses, he has gone through all of this stage. He says that I felt that, I came here, I came here, I came here like that. And
Yeah.
I had, right? So that's how it is. So it's not just the theoretical understanding, but Bhagavatam gives the practical example. And many other places these examples are given. How a devotee come to this stage of Prema Bhakti. So don't think that this is just the theoretical template that is presented. This is very realistic, you know, stages, and it's all matter of time for us to come to these stages. Okay, so this is the last slide for today, and I have highlighted this verse, especially the word Yadrik Chaya, and we can do series of classes just to explain this word Yadrik Chaya. This is coming from 11th canto when Krishna is giving Uddhav Gita. Krishna Uddhav Sambad, you know that, right? You've heard
Yes.
about it. So Krishna is talking to Uddhava in 11th canto, and he is giving the essential teaching of Bhagavad Gita that he has spoken to Arjuna. Okay, and in that discussion, this verse comes. It says, Yadrik Chaya mat katha adau jat sardhastu yah puma na nirvino nati shakto bhakti yogo asya siddhidah. He says, Yadrik Chaya mat katha adu. So mat katha adau jat sardhastu yah puman na nirvino nati shakto bhakti yogo asya siddhidah. There is nothing, he says, that can raise one to the stage of bhakti. Okay, but somehow or other, if he has a good fortune and he hears mat katha adau, katha means pastime, right? Etc. So maybe chanting the name of Krishna, or maybe discussing with the devotee, or somebody is asking you, Prabhu, can you do some service? Or if you come to temple, they say, Prabhu, can you mop this floor? People say that, oh, they are asking me to do some seva. But here Krishna is saying that my bhakti is yadrik chaya. Yadrik chaya means it does not depend on anything else. It does not depend on any condition. There is no condition. There is no condition. Why don't we read? Can somebody read the translation here, please?
If
This, if
some
some, yeah,
if somehow or other, by good fortune, one develops faith in hearing and chanting my glories, such a person being neither disgusted with nor very much attached to material life, should achieve perfection through the path of loving devotion to me.
yeah. So somehow or other, by good fortune, one develops faith in hearing and chanting my glories. Okay, then the cross, the essential information comes. Such a person who is not too disgusted and not very too much materially attached, that person is a devotee. Okay, so you are hearing Hari Katha from a devotee, and then that devotee transplant the faith, and that faith leads to the path of loving devotion, means prema bhakti to me. Okay, so it's very, very important, very, very important. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is teaching this essential concept that bhakti is yadrikshaya. Word is being used here, yadrikshaya. So develop faith in hearing and chanting. So who can develop faith in hearing and chanting?
Everyone.
who has mat katha adau jat shraddha. The person who has heard or who has adau, who has engaged in some degree of devotional activity with faith, by whom na nirvinno, a devotee, nati shakto, by a person who is not too attached, or a person who is not too much materially oriented person. It doesn't say pure devotee. It doesn't say. Somebody who has faith. That's what it means. Somebody who has faith in me. If you hear Harikatha from that person, then that will give you more faith, and that faith will lead you to the loving devotion to me. So that's why Prabhupada gave this process, Sunday feast, Srimad Bhagavatam class, Bhagavad Gita discourse. Why? Because we are hearing from devotee, and when we hear from the devotee, it invokes more devotion, and that leads finally to this Analva devotion. How did you all like it? Did you like it, Prabhu's Mataji's?
Yes,
Huh?
Prabhu. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes,
And
Prabhu.
then it gives here again. I'll conclude here. Then it gives here the reasoning that who are the person who is eligible. The person, same thing. So these two slide here, the word Adrikshaya, and this concept is presented here in the form of a flow chart. That somebody who has accumulation of pious deed, when he is interfered, when he is approached by a devotee, he engaged in Matkatha Adau. So do you think that everybody who will try to sell the books will buy the books? Please tell me. Or do you think that everybody who we try to teach the teaching of Krishna consciousness will hear?
No.
Uh, Not everybody will hear. There are some who will hear, there are some who will not hear. So who are those some who can hear?
A bit biased, Prabhu.
Yeah, who are here, who have impression of some pious deeds from previous life. And then from there, they'll go to Ruchi. Sometimes, in our temple, I'm sure you might be seeing, I see some of the students, they come and they really don't have a lot of understanding about, Krishna or ISKCON's philosophy, but they very nicely pay obeisances, close their eyes, and the way they do, I see, wow, these are devotee. If these persons are given some advice, they'll right away pick it up. Are so devotional, so devotional. And I say, then I will ask, it's so nice, it's so nice seeing you, the way you are paying obeisances, the way you can see their face, they're begging. I said, it's just matter of time. It's matter of time. Krishna has his plan, you have your own plan. At some point, both of these plans will come together and he will become, somehow or other, he'll be given chance to perform pure bhakti. So these are, powerful candidate, very good candidate. Just bhakta, devotee has to reach to them and tell them that you should do like that. So who are eligible for devotional service and how devotional service grow? What are the different stages of bhakti? What are the definition of, so what are the things we have captured now? Let me summarize. We went through definition of Uttama Bhakti, Sadhana Bhakti, Badhi Bhakti, and then how Bhakti even gets transplanted in the heart of a devotee, and then how it evolves. Okay, this whole thing we have captured so far. There is 1 or 2 slides, then we'll start chapter number 4. So I'll just stop here. Anybody has anything that they would like to ask before we adjourn?
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Yes, Mataji.
can we get the homework so that we can start doing as we proceed with the chapters?
Did I send the?
Mataji, yeah, you already sent Prabhu.
Yeah, I think you should have sent it.
Yeah, already in the group, Mataji.
Okay, okay. Sorry. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it should be sent. If not, then Mataji, can you please send it once again?
Yes, Prabhuji. I will send one.
Yeah, can you please send it, Madhuna? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so no. And also, if you have not submitted the homework of nectar of instruction, please do that. Please do that. I know that exam is done, but if homework is not submitted yet, how many of you have all? I know that Braj Sundari Mataji did submit their homework. Others, I would suggest that please go ahead and complete. Submit it to the Google College webpage that we have there in your folder. I'll go and look at it.
I have submitted, Prabhuji.
Okay, so there, right? How
So
many
like,
of you have submitted? Please, if you have not, then go ahead and submit it because that's part of your thing. You know, I can, after this, you know, Isopnisad is going to be much faster, only 18 sloka. So very quickly we'll go through it. I think we are almost close to it. So please, you know, try to do the homework. Yes, Mataji, that's the right book. Yes, the Nectar of Devotion, that's the right book. Okay, anything anybody has? Any realization, any sharing, anything before we adjourn?
So, Prabhuji, the 215 of Bhagavad Gita, it says, Nahi yam hi na vyatiyante purusham purushashava samadukha sukham dhiram swamritvaya kalpate. The person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. I was trying to relate this verse with the previous, which you said, 11:28, Prabhuji, which says the three qualifications for devotional service. And it says one who is not too much attached to material life or does is not disgusted.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
so can we relate equate to that? I mean, we can say, okay, I mean, so once we have reached that stable condition of not being attached or disgusted with the material conditions, we are already have passed the eligibility check for going to the next stage.
So that is just the prerequisite, Prabhu.
Mhm.
Do you remember the verse that? Let me go back and I can show you. So I have that in the slide. So are you seeing the screen now?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Do you remember what are the 5 causes of suffering?
Yes, you said last time, starting with ignorance, avidya, asmita, rag, dvesh, abhinvesha.
So go ahead from the top. Avidya,
Avidya, avidya, then
Asmita,
asmita, false ego,
and then
then rag, attachment, and fourth, dvesha, aversion. Yes,
ah,
yes.
so
Yeah.
too much raga,
Mhm.
attachment, and too much envy, both are sign of attachment. It's not like that that if you have too much envy towards somebody, that's bad. No, too much attachment, too much favor. If it favors somebody too much also, that's also bad sign.
Mhm.
Okay, and that is the part that sometimes devotees do not understand. Ordinary people would say you are not very, social. Sometimes, I hear that. Are you seeing this screen here?
Yes. Yeah.
So sometimes, I come across this type of situation where people think that, I'm very focused. I don't, I just reach out to people asking them to do service. I don't unnecessarily associate, uh, on a different way. But honestly, I don't have time. That's number one. And number two, I also think that there's 3 and 4. It's not good to have, neutrality, just, उससे अपराध कम होता है. You'll be doing less offense. If you just stay, you know, within your
Aloof.
course, aloof. Yeah, within your course, just focus on what you have to focus, not get too close. Because if you get here, this contaminated mind, what is the problem? You try
Mm.
to build the relationship, but then you can start seeing somebody fault. The
Mm.
respect, you will lose the respect for person. So I
Right.
also think
Mhm.
that, that we should not try to be too, it says that being too familiar is also bad,
Mhm.
right? So don't make yourself too familiar, because then you will start getting into their personal life. Oh, this person doesn't get up in the morning. This person does not do. So less you know, the more respect you have. Okay.
Mhm.
And also at the same time, we are not, we are not disrespecting anybody. The thing that you have to be very careful is that you don't disrespect living entity. It's not recommended that you go too close. It's not recommended that you too hate. No, 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 no. We are none of these. Not too much loving, not too much hating is, good for devotee. Just, yukta vairagya, right?
Mhm.
You know the concept of yukta vairagya, right?
Yes.
Engaging to the material world only up to the extent that is needed for anukulenu krishnanu.
Mhm.
That degree. So that's what that concept is being given here. That, who will be, this is a sign of liberation also, Prabhu.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Right? Mukti hitva
Yeah.
swarupena vyavastita.
Mhm.
A person who is not attached, sarapadhi binurmuktena tatparotena nirmalam, risikena sevanam bhakti rutma uchyate. Not too much attached to the bodily identity, designation is also sign of liberation. Rishabdev Maharaj says to his son, what he says?
Mhm.
He says that mukti hitva sararupena, and all this identity designation that you have, you are attaching, on the basis of material, similarity, right?
Mhm.
Or you
Mhm.
are hating somebody because there is not material, similarity. It's not good.
Mhm.
That means there is something that is still sticky, it's holding you. Okay. So you have to learn to be, neutral. Just focus on what is your goal and don't do jiva aprad. That doesn't mean being neutral means you will tomorrow do the jiva aprad. No, no. Gopi Bhatto Pad Kamala Das Anudas, always look at the feet of everybody. Everybody you see, whatever it is, whoever he or she is, don't worry for that part. This, I always say that this material world is created by Krishna. Krishna says that Aham Bij Prajapita, I am seed giving father. This is all Aham Sarasa Prabhava Matsara Pravartate. This is all mine. Bhoktara Mektab Samsar Luke Maheshwara. This is my world. I am the master. So you have to play your role. Don't think that, because of you things are happening, because of you things will not happen. No, nothing like that. Just play your things. And that is sign of liberation. If we act like that, already we are liberated from this material world. Is it not true, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. So, so then, yeah, yeah, it's
So
kind of similar.
disturbed in
Mhm.
happiness and distress, all of that is sign of raga or dvesha. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's all sign of raga and dvesha.
Na nirvinno na nati sakto.
Yeah, na nirvana nati sakto. Yeah,
Mm.
right. Na ati sakto, ashakto.
Na ati
Na,
sakto. Yeah.
yeah, na nirvana, not too much detached
Mm.
and not too much attached.
Mm.
That's what it says here. That's what it is. The
Yeah.
cause of suffering, or these 5 causes are the cause that we are lingering, in the material world. We have to keep on coming. Doesn't matter what form, feature, whatever we get. But these are the 5 cause. Avidya is the lackness of
Mm.
knowledge about Supreme Personality. You know, false ego that I am the man, I am the women, I am this, I am that. These are all 5. So that's what is basically said. We have to. Liberation means not getting too much into the mud.
Mhm.
Does it help you, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes. I just wanted to get your confirmation. That means 215 of Bhagavad Gita and 1128 is kind of, especially the
Similar
third
thing,
line.
right?
The
Right.
third
But
line.
yeah, it's similar
But,
thing. But the thing is that this is making you eligible for liberation. It's not saying that you are liberated.
right, right. Yeah. Hmm.
So for liberation, there should be some element of bhakti.
Bhakti should be there. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. It says certainly eligible for liberation. What does it mean? That person is candidate for,
Candidate. Yeah.
yeah.
Qualified
But that's the,
candidate. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, right, right. He's a qualified person to be liberated, but still he has to perform bhakti. And if you remember the slide that I showed, that even if you are doing karma yoga, or you are doing jnana yoga or ashtanga yoga, the result that comes
Mm.
is due to bhakti.
Mm.
The active element is bhakti.
Bhakti. Mhm.
Remaining is filler. Yeah, like you eat paracetamol tablet. Okay, not the entire tablet is paracetamol.
Mhm.
There is filler,
Mhm.
maltodextrin or some powder or something, which is
Sugar.
carrier. The
Mhm.
active element is very little. Or homeopathic medicine, all the
Mm.
medicine looks pretty good, exactly look the same because they have the same base. But
Mhm.
the doctor, based upon the disease, they will drop five drop or 6 drop, in the vial, and then he will shake it,
Mhm.
right? And he'll say that it all looks same thing, sugar
Mm.
candy, small pills of sugar, right? So those are the filler, those are the carrier. The active
Mhm.
ingredient is doctor knows what he has added.
Mhm.
So karma yoga, the result is basically coming out of is weak bhakti. Okay, but Shastra says that doesn't matter what process you are engaged in, the result that you are harvesting, the result is being harvested because of the quantity of bhakti that yoga process possesses. Karma
Mhm.
yoga, Jnana yoga, Astanga yoga. But why don't you do Kavalya Bhakti? Why Guna Bhuta Bhakti? Why? That's how Guni Bhuta Bhakti, Pradhana Bhuta Bhakti, and Kavalya Bhakti is defined. Kavalya Bhakti is just Bhakti only. Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti is Bhakti mostly, but still some contamination. And Guni Bhuta Bhakti has some contamination, mostly contamination, but some Bhakti. But the result that in every process one get is that Bhakti, the quantity of Bhakti that is performed in that process.
Mm. Can you please repeat, Prabhuji, the three types bhakti? Guni Bhuta Bhakti, Kaivalya Bhakti.
Guni Bhuta Bhakti,
Uh-huh.
Pradhan Bhuta Bhakti, and Kevalya Bhakti. So
Pradhan.
Guni Bhuta Bhakti has Bhakti as secondary element and Guna as primary.
Okay.
Tamo, Rajo, Sato, those are prominent, and Bhakti is little bit. And that is mostly seen as a Karma Yogi. Karma Yogi has action oriented, but little bit Bhakti. सुख संपत्ति घड़ावे कष्ट मिटे तन का ओम जय जगदीश हरे भगवान को
Mm.
they will go and on the Sahara day offer some fruit,
Mm.
some flower, right,
Mm.
to get some fruitive desire, right?
Mhm.
So that's a bhakti.
Mhm.
It's not very unalloyed devotion, but some degree of bhakti is there.
Right. Mhm.
And higher than that is pradhani bhuta bhakti, where one will go to secluded place and then you know study the Gyan Shastra and study the you know niyama, and other astang art, 8 angas of bhakti, pranayama, and dharana, dhyana, samadhi, all of that. But the goal is that they want to merge into Krishna, right?
Mm.
So but bhakti is prominent. They have left everything. Material attachment is gone completely. They have cut the roots of material activity. But the activity that they are engaged in, they are still not free from gyan and karmavriti. They are still doing as a jnani. They're still doing for some desire. So there is some selfish motivation. So that's not pure bhakti. But once we perform pure bhakti, anavilachita sunyam, that's kevalya bhakti. Anavilachita sunyam, gyan karmadya navritam, anukulenu krishnanu, silnam bhakti uttamam. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavita vajagadis kamaye, mam janmani janmani ishware bhavtad bhakti hetu kitvai. That's uh, pure bhakti. Nothing, no contamination. Bhakti is prominent. My dear Lord, anukulenu krishnanu, silnam bhakti uttamam. I'm doing only for your pleasure. No, normally we say Krishna should be in the center. What does it mean? That everything is being done for the pleasure of Krishna. So when that is done, it's unalloyed devotion, Kaivalya Bhakti. And that is bhakti only. There is
Mm.
no, subsidiary element. There is no carrier. All you have is little bit or whatever, it's just bhakti.
Mm.
Okay. So that's how it is. So Pradhan Bhuta Bhakti or Kavalya Bhakti, they all are qualified for liberation. Or even in Guna Bhuti Bhuti stage, they are qualified for liberation because ultimately, it will lead to the higher stage, right?
Yeah.
But that itself is not sufficient.
Mhm.
Bhakti has to be still performed. Clear, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, yeah, I
Thank you.
was just relating 11:28 when it said Yash Shraddhaya. Yash Shraddhaya. That Shraddha is the Adav Shraddha uh, part on the
Yeah,
hearing and
Yash
chanting.
Shraddha means faith in devotional service.
Faith in devotional service.
Yes.
Hearing and chanting. Okay.
Yes. So one could have Shraddha in other things too.
Mhm.
That Shraddha is not being, being
Mm.
told here. It's talking about Shraddha
Mm.
to perform Kavalya Bhakti. Now, we might not be doing, I might
Mm.
not be doing Kavalya Bhakti. I understand, but I have a desire to perform Kavalya Bhakti. So Krishna will
Mhm.
help then. Then Krishna will, at the course of time, Sara Gun Samahite. Now Krishna will empower. Dadati Buddhi Yogam Tam Tenamam Upyantite. Now Krishna will give the knowledge and intelligence that will
Right.
help you perform your devotion. But the desire has, the Sardha has to be there. Okay. I
Right.
might not be at the Prema or Bhava stage, but
Mhm.
Sardha Sadhu Sangha Bhajan Kriya Anartha Nivritti, I'm doing that. Okay.
Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
And that will guarantee that at some point he will be rewarded with Kavalya Bhakti. Is it clear, Prabhu? Do you understand the concept?
Yes, Prabhuji. I mean, it's a graduation. Uh,
Yes.
we are maybe we are Gunabhuta in initially, but slowly we should graduate to Kevale Bhakti. Mm.
Yes. Slowly and slowly. Slowly and slowly it will lead you there. Yes. Yes, Prabhuji, you got it. You know everything, Prabhu. Keep it up, okay?
So
Keep it
the
up.
only thing is what I'm seeing is mercy of the devotees, as Krishna Vishnudas Chakravarti Thakur Satam Kripa, the mercy of the devotee is the most important
Very, very
catalyst, or
important.
the
Very, very.
it
Yeah.
starts that
But,
reaction or resumes.
in fact, remember when they drive in India, then there is, what do you call, like you see on the road, there is road block,
Mhm.
and there are blocks,
Mhm.
a speed breaker, they say it.
Speed breaker, yes.
Yes. So each speed breaker, you
Mhm.
know, when you have to cross it, you need some extra thrust.
Mhm.
at each speed breaker, the thrust comes from devotee Prabhu.
Hmm.
Devotee is the one who will push you. Okay, jump through this hump, So devotee is very powerful in the beginning and very powerful in the process, and it remains powerful even at the end.
Hmm.
Yeah, devotee is very important. Devotee
Hmm.
and Sastra. Devotee means Guru and
Hmm.
Sadhu. So that's how it is, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Vansh kalpatarubhesha kripa sindhu
Asura
vyavasya
Vacha.
patidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha.